Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment. And for the returning subscribers, thank you very much for always supporting me. So guys, people usually take weeks to even months to apply for Japanese government MEXT Scholarship, but I did it in 7 days and I was accepted. So first of all, Japanese government MEXT Scholarship is a scholarship offered by the government of Japan to countries I think which have a good relationship with Japan, including my country, Kenya. I'm not sure about all the eligible countries in Africa, but I've seen people from like Ghana, Egypt, Morocco, Cameroon, Angola. Most countries in Africa are eligible, also in Asia. Yeah. So why I want to share this story is to encourage someone who wants to apply for Japanese government's MEXT scholarship this year and has not even started preparing yet. You know, the scholarship is opening next month, early April. So if you're planning to apply, I can share my tips for how to do it faster and easily and also get accepted. So the scholarship has undergraduate section, the graduate section. Graduate is for master's and PhD, and also it has the teacher training section. So okay, let's start my 7-day application timeline. First of all, what happened now, I have to give a brief background. I was there's this day it was at 5 p.m. I was feeling low and I was kind of depressed because I really wanted to find a job that is maybe related to teaching or something. So I called my professor around 5 p.m. my university professor, and I asked him, "Professor, can you please help me to get a job in maybe in your field, or maybe in a university or a research institution, because I'm really looking for a job and I'm really feeling low right now in my life. I need like something to do." And professor said a job will be quite tricky, so but I can help you. I can give you a link to a scholarship that is open right now. So professor sent me a link, and I remember it was 7 days to the deadline. And so first thing I did was to understand the requirements. So looking at the requirement of the Japanese government MEXT scholarship, when I clicked the link, of course it took me to the Embassy of Japan in Kenya website. And first thing I did, I downloaded the guidelines. There were guidelines and also the application forms. So when I applied in 2023, the first thing was the age requirements. You were supposed to be born after 1989. So last year was for after 1990. This year is after 1991. And mark you, this was not the first time I was applying for Japanese government's MEXT scholarship. MEXT is MEXT, by the way. I had done it also in 2022, but in 2022 I was not really enthusiastic about it, and I was just kind of doing trial and error. I did not follow all the instructions, and I think also my research topic was not good enough, so I was not accepted. And of course I expected not to be accepted because I did not put in the effort, you know. So apart from the age requirement, the next thing is you now download the application documents from the website. And in the application documents, you need, first of all, they request for transcripts, and their transcripts, they need to be certified. Certified means they have an official stamp from the university you studied in, and they have a signature, I think, for the registrar. So first thing, I went to Maseno University. I'm a former student of Maseno University. I did my undergraduate studies there, and I went to the registrar's office. I think some universities do it for free or something, but for me, I paid some, maybe it was 500 yen. 500 shillings per document. So there are 5 documents: first year transcript, second year transcript, third year and fourth year transcript. So please, when you go and certify, you're going to certified copies. So photocopy your degree and the 4 transcripts. Carry the photocopies and with the originals, of course. But when you go to the registrar's office, you only give the photocopies, and they're going to certify means they're going to stamp and write a signature and the date. I think it has to be certified maybe within the last 6 months. It has to be recent. So that is the first thing I did. The next thing is recommendation letter. You require, I think, at least 1 recommendation letter. Some people write 2, but I wrote 1. I talked to my professor and I told him, "Professor, please help me to write a recommendation letter," and of which he did. one thing, you have to follow the guidelines. So in the guidelines they say, I think each document should be in triplicates. I think recommendation letter too, I'm not sure if it was 2 copies or 3 copies around there. So I talked to my professor. I said, Professor, please, when you write, so you can write in free format, or there's a form on the application forms that you can use that format. So I really wanted to be very, very safe, so I used the format that was on the website, and it is kind of a form, just like it has blanks, it has like some question and a blank, like they ask the professor, how long have you known Gladys, what are her strengths, what are her weaknesses, things like that. So it has to be someone that you trust and someone you have a good relationship with, that will not write bad things of you, yet you are not a bad person, that will give a reflection of who you truly are. So professor wrote and did a photocopy, and you know why I'm saying you should it should be someone you trusted, because this recommendation letter, once they write, they seal it, they photocopy and they seal it, and professor sends to you when they have already sealed it. So if you are employed also, I think you need one from your employer, and it's the same thing, because if you take it to the office in Nairobi, to the MEXT Embassy of Japan office in Nairobi, if it is not sealed or you have the photocopies outside, I think you will not qualify. So they have to write and also photocopy and seal it in an envelope and sign on top and write the date before sending it to you. It's a bit complicated but doable. And then there were the applications forms. In the application forms, just basic things. Why did you choose Japan? Which universities you want to go to? I just went to the internet and googled maybe the top universities in Japan, and yeah, maybe there is a professor you always wanted to work with, or say maybe this is among the top universities not only in Japan but in the world, and if I study in these universities, I'm going to get top-notch skills and knowledge to help me pursue my career and stuff like that. So three universities in Japan, and why you chose them, of course. And you look at the websites of these universities and you learn their strongholds. Maybe even you chose this university because it has it is a leading university in the program you want to take, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, I just took universities from online, and there's a health certificate from the website, and this health certificate, I think the doctor will you have to do the liver function tests, and most importantly the x-ray. And the x-ray, I think it has to have an x-ray number, but for me, where I went to did my x-ray, they told me they have it will generate an x-ray number, but after doing it there was no x-ray number. So what I did, I just attached the x-ray form to my, it was not so big, nowadays x-ray sheets are not so big, I just attached the x-ray sheets to my application forms. When I speak those application forms are quite when you send them to Nairobi, they are a bit mini, because I think they want everything in triplets, and they say don't use a stapler. Please don't use it, because please follow the instructions keenly. So use pins, just pins to attach the papers. And on the application form, they ask for your passport photo, I think with a white background. Just follow the instructions and take the measurements. I think it's written some millimeters by some millimeters. Attach it. I think I did with super glue. Don't use staplers anywhere. And the official ink in Japan is black, it is not blue. Okay, nobody will penalize you for using blue, but just to be safe, use black. And the most important thing is a research plan. So you have to have something in mind that you want to study in Japan. So I think why I failed my previous application in 2022, I wrote something about brucellosis. In as much as brucellosis is a serious problem in Kenya, I don't think it is a serious problem in Japan, because you have to think of something that will be relevant both in Kenya and in Japan. So this year, when also in 2023, when I applied, I thought of something recently that people are working on, and at that time people were still working on COVID-19. So I went and wrote a research plan on COVID-19. This research plan, it is a plan, of course, it does not have results, and the results is what we are coming to find in Japan. Just a good literature review, introduction, and you know, the introduction with the problem statement and stuff. And yeah, it is similar to what we wrote in undergraduate. If your program, you are writing a research plan, and mine was, I think they give guidelines around 15 pages, and this 15 pages is including the references, table of contents and stuff. So maybe the content was around maybe 12 pages. Please, they check everything. Don't copy paste papers from the internet. They will check for plagiarism. So read in literature review, you can read other sources, but make sure to paraphrase your work. And yeah, look for an interesting thing you can do an interesting topic you can do in Japan. Nowadays, even we have ChatGPT. You can look for a research what is it called, a niche, like somewhere that people have not done research on, and you can even consult ChatGPT sometimes, and you say, yeah, I'm interested in bacteriology. Which topic do you think I can do that is relevant to both Kenya and Japan? And they will give you ideas. And once you get that, you read the papers online. You make some literature reviews, some introduction, and also some methods. I think the paper will end at methodology, and you cite. So yeah, no plagiarism. Do good citation. It will be very perfect. Yeah, so, and yeah, follow instructions. If they say 3 copies, make 3 copies. Don't use staple pens. Use black ink. So for me, for the application form, you can fill it with, oh, I forgot, on the application form they also ask about your language capability. You don't have to know Japanese to come and do your master's or PhD in Japan, because they teach in English. So I wrote my Japanese speaking capability 0, writing capability 0, and I think it is from 0 to 3, and I put the highest for English, both 3 and 3, but Japanese 0 and 0, and I still got accepted. So you don't need Japanese to come and study in Japan, really. And for the reasons to study in Japan, of course, for me, I was interested in Japanese culture, Japanese language, and stuff like that. And also, Japan is a developed country. Most of the universities in Japan are also among the leading universities in the world. So it is really a good opportunity to come and pursue your master's or your PhD in Japan. Do you need a passport to apply for MEXT Scholarship? You need a passport to come to Japan, but you can apply for MEXT Scholarship when you don't have your passport yet. Personally, when I started applying for MEXT Scholarship, I did not have a passport, though I had applied, but I did not have it yet. The process from applying for MEXT Scholarship to coming to Japan is approximately 1 year. Within 1 year, you can be able to apply your MEXT Scholarship and also come to Japan. I don't know, I'm talking too fast, I may have forgotten. I don't know if I talked about the health certificate. The health certificate, apart from chest x-ray, you do liver function test, blood pressure. I think just basic. I think liver function tests were the expensive for me, and the chest x-ray. Yeah, and yeah, the other tests I think not very expensive. You can manage. Next thing, so I already talked about academic transcripts and certificates, and I forgot another eligibility. You need to have at least a 2nd class upper or above in your undergraduate, yeah, and have a strong research plan and a personal status. Yeah, we did not need a personal statement for MEXT Scholarship. I don't remember writing a personal statement. And recommendation letter, filling in the application form, preparing. Yeah, so within 7 days, I already went to Maseno University and certified my papers, and I managed to draft a research plan about COVID-19. I managed to fill the health certificate. I went to the hospital. Actually, a public hospital is recommended, so I went to a public hospital and I did these tests, and including the x-ray. For the x-ray, they need the x-ray number. I don't know if it is called x-ray number or what, but for me, when I went to do the x-ray, they told me that they have an x-ray number, but when they already finished x-ray, there was no x-ray number, you know, the things in Kenya. So I was really stressed about going to do another x-ray. You know, it's not good to expose your body to rays many times. So what I did, I just attached the x-ray film. Nowadays the film is not so big, it's a bit small. I attached it to my application documents, and yeah, it was a bulky file, I will not lie, because application forms in triplicates. Application form, I think, is around 3 pages. Around 6 pages, I think. Whereby, of course, you feel the person they can contact you from in Kenya, like one of your relatives, maybe your mom or dad. You also fill there the name of your brothers, your sisters, your Japanese language capability, your address, your phone number, your age, just basic things, nothing difficult there. But now my research plan was 15 pages and I need triplicates. Now you see there were 45 pages, so it was a bulky file, a bulky envelope. And now you add now after research plan you add the application forms, health certificates, the transcripts, the degree, and in the guidelines, please be careful with the guidelines. They teach you how to label them. They tell you how to label the forms. I think it was from number 1 to 9. So if it is number 1 is the application form, write number 1 on the original one that you filled, and number 1, like number ones are 3 because you have triplicates of everything. So number 1 on one original and number 1 on true copies. Also for the research plan, you'll have, if it is maybe it's number 3, like each form has a number, like label number 1 to 9 because they are in triplicates. Now 3 number 1s, 3 number 2s, like that, and arrange them like that, only with pins, no staplers. I said mention on the passport photo with the black background, attach only with super glue, and be sure to use the right measurements. Nowadays a lot of photo studios. Yeah, so I did not even have the fare to go to Nairobi because these forms you can either apply through the post office, you can send through the post office, or you can give in person at the Embassy of Japan in Kenya. It is, I think, in Upper Hill, Mara Road. So I asked my big sister to drop for me. She is someone I trust. I did not want to chance me. I don't trust the post office in Kenya because many people are not using. I don't know even if it's functional. I don't know, but maybe I'm wrong. So I gave to my big sister and she dropped them at the Embassy of Japan in Kenya on the last day. Now on the 7th day is when she dropped, when I had already finished everything. Yeah, she dropped everything there in one envelope, and I was just chilling, you know, of course still feeling low. And they called me, they said, oh Gladys, we passed the documentation stage. They called from a landline. They said now you have to come and do the written English test. So they told me to go with the pencil and a rubber, I think, and a ruler. So, and they said there are past examination papers on the website. This is a very important part. Yeah, so for me, I think they called me 1 week to the time, I think so. So I kept going. I went through all these papers continuously, repeatedly. It helped me because the structure of these examinations on the website is like, you remember the primary school exam that you had, number 1 to 15 multiple choice questions, and then you have some sentences around, maybe was this 6 or what sentences, maybe for comprehension or stuff, or yeah, and then there are 2 comprehension passages. I think it was within 1 hour 30 minutes, I don't know. We were almost 46 people and we did this thing. You are supposed to get, I think, over 80%, but because I practiced many times, for me, I finished on time. And some questions were repeated, of course, from the past papers. So I think for me what helped me was the practice. So after that, I think after 1 week later, they called, they said, you passed the written English test, now come and do the written exam. They told me it will be about my research plan. And by the way, every time they call, they also send an email. So I went. Now here they ask me about my research plan. Now they will catch you if you ask someone to write for you the research plan. You have to understand your research plan, the objectives, the methodologies, the problem statement, why it is important, why you want to do this particular research, how it will benefit the society, how it will benefit Kenya and Japan, stuff like that. You have to understand your research plan. So we did. So from out of those 45 people who went for the English test, now here in the written exam, I think you are around 15 people. Out of the 15, I think 7 of us managed to pass, and we got now the acceptance of the Japanese government MEXT Scholarship. But that is not the end. Now after getting the scholarship, now we have the scholarship, but now we have to look for professors. They gave us a list of universities in Japan. We were supposed to be talking to 2 universities at every point in time. And so, yeah, it is not hard to get up. You'll get some no's, but when you get no, you move to the next university, until a professor will accept you. It is not impossible and it is not difficult because all of us managed to come to Japan. All of us got professors and universities in Japan. So if we managed, I believe also you can be able to manage. There's something I wanted to say and I forgot about it. don't know what it was. I don't know if I forgot something. There's something I wanted to say. If I remember, maybe I will do another video. But basically, that is basically everything. And yeah, if I manage to do it, you can do it also. I'm not special or anything. I just believe that if you put your mind to do something, you will really achieve it. That is my simple rule in life. Because in 2025 I applied it, but I did not put so much focus on it, and of course I did not get it. But when I put all my mind on it, I finally managed to come to Japan, and you can also achieve it. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, just write in the comment section and I will be able to respond to you. Thank you very much all, and have a good time. And I hope, as the Japanese government MEXT Scholarship is opening early next month, you guys are gonna apply and we will meet here in Japan. Bye bye.